Now it's 8th of September, and this is the first night starting on the Therigatha Verses of the Theries, the elder nuns. This first part we are going into short verses, so sometimes it doesn't tell the complete picture. Verse number 1. This unknown nun. Sleep happily, little Theri, clad in the garment which you have made, for your desire is stilled, like dried up vegetables in a pot. Mutta. Verse 2. Mutta, be freed from ties, as the moon is freed from the grasp of Rahu, with mind completely freed, without debt, enjoy your alms food. Punna. Verse 3. Punna, be filled with things sublime, as the moon on the 15th day is full, with fulfilled wisdom, tear asunder the mass of darkness. These are all the nuns are all talking to themselves, urging the mind on. Tissa, verse 4. Tissa, be trained in the training. May the opportune occasions not pass you by. Unfettered from all ties, live in the world without asavas. Another Tissa, verse 5. Tissa, apply yourself to things sublime. Let not the opportune moment pass you by. For those who have missed the opportune moment, grieve when consigned to hell. Dhira, verse 6. Dhira, attain cessation, the stilling of the evil notions, happiness, gain quenching, unsurpassed rest from exertion. Another Dhira, verse 7. You are Dhira because of your firm, Dhira, mental states. Being a nun with developed faculties, bear your last body, having conquered Mara and his mouth. Mitta, verse 8. Mitta, having gone forth in faith, be one who delights in friends, Mitta. Develop good mental states for the attainment of rest from exertion. Bhadra, verse 9. Bhadra, having gone forth in faith, be one who delights in auspicious things, Bhadra. Develop good mental states and unsurpassed rest from exertion. Upasama, verse 10. Upasama, you should cross the realm of death, which is very hard to cross. Bear your last body, having conquered Mara and his mount. Mutta, verse 11. I am well released, properly released, by my release by means of the three crooked things, by the mortar, pestle, and my crooked husband. I am released from birth and death. That which leads to renewed existence has been rooted out. So this nun, Mutta, formerly when she was in the home life, these three things probably she didn't like at all or hated. One was the mortar, the pestle, and the crooked husband. So she found release from these three things and left home, and now she's properly released. Dhammadina, verse 12. One should be eager, determinate, and suffused with mind. One whose thought is not attached to sensual pleasures is called an upstreamer. Visakha, 13. Do the Buddha's teaching, which having done, one does not repent. Quickly, having washed your feet, sit down on one side. Sumana, 14. Having seen the elements as pain, do not come to birth again. Having discarded desire for existence, you will wander still. Uttara, 15. I was restrained in body, speech and mind. Having plucked out craving, root and all, I have become cool, quenched. Sumana, who went forth when old. 16. Lie happily, O lady, clad in the garment which you have made. For your desire is stilled. You have become cool, quenched. In the Buddha's days, cloth and also robes were very hard to get. So they had to pick up pieces of cloth here and there, which were thrown away, and sew their own robe. Not like nowadays, we have excess of robes. Dhamma, verse 17. Having wandered for alms, leaning on a stick, weak, with trembling limbs, I fell to the ground in that very spot. Having seen peril in the body, then my mind was completely released. During the Buddha's time, some of them, they were staying in caves and under trees and all that. So they were completely alone, nobody to take care of them. They had to take care of themselves. Sangha, 18. Giving up my house or my home, having gone forth, giving up son, cattle, and what was dear, giving up desire and hatred, and having discarded ignorance, plucking out craving, root and all, I have become still, quenched. Pair of verses, Nanda, 19. Nanda, see the body, diseased, impure, rotten, develop the mind, intent and well concentrated, for contemplation of the unpleasant or the loathsome. Verse 20. And develop the signless, cast out the latent tendency to conceit, then by the full understanding of conceit, you will wander still. Janti, verse 21. These 7 constituents of enlightenment, the ways for the attainment of quenching, as taught by the Buddha, have all been developed by me. 22. That Blessed One has been seen indeed by me. This is the last body. Journeying on from rebirth to rebirth has been completely annihilated. There is now no renewed existence. A certain unknown bhikkhuni, verse 23, well released, properly released am I from the pestle. My shameless man, even his sunshade, etc., disgust me. My pot gives forth the smell of water snake. Verse 24, I destroy desire and hatred with a sizzling sound. The same I, going up to the foot of a tree, thinking, oh, the happiness, meditate upon it as happiness. So this is another woman who was very disgusted with the home life and with the husband. Adakasi, verse 25. My wages of prostitution were as large as the revenue of the country of Kasi. Having fixed that price, the townspeople made me priceless in price. Verse 26. Then I became disgusted with my figure, and being disgusted, I was disinterested in it. May I not run again through the journeying on from rebirth to rebirth again and again. The 3 knowledges have been realized. The Buddha's teaching has been done. In the Buddha's time, this profession as a high-class prostitute, what they call courtesan, was actually quite desirable. But the town people, they will pick a young girl who is extremely beautiful, as well as able to sing and dance, etc. Very good at entertainment. And they are so proud of her that they fix a price, very high price, for any man who wants to spend a night with her. So, but later you can see she became disgusted with the figure. Probably she became older. As we get older, our figure starts to get out of shape and all that, and then we get disgusted with it. Chitta, verse 27. Although I am thin, sick, and very weak, I go along leaning on a stick, having climbed the mountain. Verse 28. Having thrown down my outer robe and having turned my bowl upside down, I prop myself against a rock, having torn asunder the mass of darkness. So this one is thin and weak, but still has to climb up the mountain to go to her place where she resides. Metika, verse 29. Although I am pained, weak, with youth gone, I go along leaning on a stick, having climbed the mountain. Verse 30. Having thrown down my outer robe and having turned my bowl upside down, I sat down on a rock. Then my mind was completely released. The three knowledges have been obtained. The Buddha's teaching has been done. Mitta 31. The 14th, 15th and the 8th day of the fortnight, and a special day of the fortnight, I kept as a fast day or Uposatha day, which is well connected with the Eightfold Precepts, longing for rebirth in the Deva group. Verse 32. The same I today, with a single meal each day, with shaven head, clad in an outer robe, do not wish for rebirth in the Deva group, having removed the fear in my heart. Abhaya Matta. Verse 33. Mother, upwards from the soles of the feet, downwards from the head and hair, consider this impure, evil-smelling body. 34. Of me dwelling thus, all desire has been rooted out. The burning fever has been cut out. I have become cool, quenched. So this nun is called Abhaya Mata, mother of Abhaya. So she is telling herself, calling herself mother. Abhaya Theri, verse 35. Abhaya, fragile is the body, to which ordinary individuals are attached. Attentive and possessed of mindfulness, I shall throw down this body. 36. Delighting in vigilance because of many painful objects, the annihilation of craving has been obtained by me. Buddha's teaching has been done. Samma, verse 37. 4 or 5 times I went out from my cell or my kuti, not having obtained peace of mind, being without self-mastery over the mind. 38. This is the 8th night for that same me. My craving has been completely rooted out, delighting in vigilance because of many painful objects. The annihilation of craving has been obtained by me. The Buddha's teaching has been done. So you see, all of them also are in, many of them, when they start practicing, they cannot subdue their mind, cannot obtain peace of mind. The mind is very disturbed. But they continue to put forth effort, and one day it calms down. Groups of 3 verses, another Samma, verse 39. 25 years have passed for me since going forth. I am not aware of peace of mind obtained at any time. 40. Not having obtained peace of mind, being without self-mastery over the mind, then I reach a state of religious excitement, having remembered the teaching of the conqueror. 41. By me delighting in vigilance because of many painful objects, the annihilation of craving has been obtained. The Buddha's teaching has been done. Today is the 7th day since my craving was dried up. This delighting in vigilance because of many painful objects is painful experiences in life make us want to practice the spiritual path. Uttama, verse 42. 4 or 5 times I went out from my cell or kuti, not having obtained peace of mind, being without self-mastery over the mind. 43. The same I went up to a nun who was fit to be trusted by me. She taught me the Dhamma, the elements of existence, the sense basis and the elements. 44. Having heard her Dhamma as she instructed me, for 7 days I sat in one and the same cross-legged position, consigned to joy and happiness. On the 8th day I stretched forth my feet, having torn asunder the mass of darkness of ignorance. So having learned the Dhamma from another nun, she made this determination, so she sat without getting up for 7 days, and then entered jhana, enjoyed the bliss of jhana, and then attained enlightenment. Then only she came out of the sitting posture. Another Uttama. 45. These 7 constituents of enlightenment, the ways for the obtaining of quenching, have all been developed by me, as taught by the Buddha. 46. I am an attainer of the empty, the signless, which is wanted. I am the true daughter of the Buddha, always delighting in quenching. 47. All sensual pleasures, those which are divine and those which are human, have been cut out. Journeying on from rebirth to rebirth has been completely annihilated. There is now no renewed existence. Okay. Now, Dantika, verse 48. Going out from my daytime resting place on Mount Gijjakutta, I saw an elephant on the bank of the river, having come up after plunging in. 49. A man, taking a hook, requested the elephant, "Give me your foot." The elephant stretched forth its foot. The man mounted the elephant. Verse 50. Seeing the untamed, tamed, gone under the control of the man, I then concentrated my mind, gone to the forest for that purpose indeed. So she thought, if that man can tame the elephant, she also should be able to tame her mind. Ubiri, 51. You cry out, "O Jiva," in the wood. Understand yourself, Ubiri. 84,000, all with the name Jiva, have been burned in this funeral fire. Which of these do you grieve for? 52. Truly he has plucked out my dart, hard to see, nestling in my heart. Which grief for my daughter he has thrust away from me, overcome by grief. 53. Today I have my dart plucked out. I am without hunger, quenched. I go to the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha as a refuge. So this one, Ubiri, the daughter passed away. So she was going everywhere, calling out the daughter's name. So probably the Buddha told her, you keep crying out, "O Jiva," you must understand yourself. So many people with the name Jiva have died. Which one do you grieve for? And they taught her the Dhamma. Sukha, verse 54. What have these men in Rajagaha been made of? They remain as though having drunk wine, who do not attend upon Sukha, preaching the Buddha's teaching. 55. But the wise drink it, I think. It is irresistible, never causing surfeit, of sweet flavor, as travelers drink rain. 56. You are Sukha because of your bright Sukha mental states, being rid of desire, concentrated. Bear your last body, having conquered Mara and his mount. So this Sukha teaches the Dhamma. Very few people are interested, as to be expected. Sela, verse 57. This is Mara's words. There is no escape in the world. What will you do by means of seclusion? Enjoy the delights of sensual pleasures. Do not be a repenter afterwards. And Sela answered, 58. Sensual pleasures are like swords and stakes. The elements of existence are a chopping block for them. What you call delight in sensual pleasures is now non-delight for me. 59. Everywhere enjoyment of pleasure is defeated. The mass of darkness of ignorance is torn asunder. Thus know, evil one, you are defeated and maker. This Pali word, they translate as death, is antaka. Antaka is an end maker, or one who makes you die. That is Mara, because as long as we have a self, we die. But if you have no self, you don't die. The body dies only. Soma, verse 60, Mara's words. That place, hard to gain, which is to be attained by the seers, cannot be attained by a woman with two-finger intelligence. That means very little intelligence. And Soma answered, 61, what harm could the woman's state do to us when the mind is well concentrated, when knowledge exists for someone rightly having insight into the Dhamma? 62. Everywhere enjoyment of pleasure is defeated. The mass of darkness is torn asunder. Thus know, evil one, you are defeated and maker. Mara. Now we come to Bada Kapilani, group of 4 verses. verse 63. Kassapa, the son, the heir of the Buddha, well concentrated, who knows that he has lived before and sees heaven and hell. 64. And has attained the destruction of rebirths, is a sage perfected in supernormal knowledge. Because of these three knowledges, he is a Brahmana with triple knowledge. 65. In just the same way, Bada Kapilani with triple knowledge, having left death behind, bears her last body, having conquered Mara and his mouth. Verse 66. Having seen peril in the world, we both went forth. We, with asavas annihilated, tamed, have become cool, quenched. So here she says she went forth with Mahakassapa. That means she was the former wife of Mahakassapa. She also became Arahant. We come to the groups of 5 verses. A certain unknown nun. Verse 67. It is 25 years since I went forth. Not even for the duration of a snap of the fingers have I obtained stilling of mind. 68. Not having obtained peace of mind, drenched with desire for sensual pleasures, holding out my arms, crying out, I entered the vihara. 69. I went up to a nun who was fit to be trusted by me. She taught me the Dhamma, the elements of existence, the sense bases and the elements. 70. Having heard her Dhamma, I sat down on one side. I know that I have lived before. The Deva eye has been purified. 71. And there is knowledge of the state of mind of others. The ear element has been purified. Supernormal power or psychic power too has been realized by me. That means the various psychic powers. I have attained the annihilation of the asavas. These 6 supernormal knowledges have been realized by me. The Buddha's teaching has been done. Oh, this one is a great Arahant. She has 6 higher knowledges instead of 3. Vimala, the former courtesan. Verse 72. Intoxicated by my complexion, my figure, beauty and fame, haughty because of my youth, I despise other women. 73. Having decorated this body, very variegated, deceiving fools, I stood at the brothel door, like a hunter having spread out a snare, showing my ornamentation. Many a secret place was revealed. I did various sorts of conjuring, laughing at many people. 75. Today I, having wandered for alms with shaven head, clad in the outer robe, am seated at the foot of a tree, having obtained non-reasoning. 76. All ties, those which are divine and those which are human, have been cut out. Having annihilated all the asavas, I have become cool, quenched. So this former prostitute also can become Arahant, because she has to struggle very hard. Siha, verse 77. Afflicted by desire for sensual pleasures because of unreasoned thinking. Previously I was conceited, being without self-mastery over the mind. 78. Obsessed by the defilements, giving way to the notion of happiness, I did not obtain peace of mind, being under the influence of thoughts of passion. 79. Thin, pale, and wan, or exhausted. I wandered for 7 years as a nun, being very pained. I did not find happiness by day or night. 80. Then taking a rope, I went inside a wood, thinking, hanging here is better for me than that I should lead a low life again. 81. Having made a strong noose, having tied it to the branch of a tree, I cast the noose around my neck. Then my mind was completely released. So after living a life of passion, maybe as a prostitute or something, then she became a nun and wandered for 7 years and became very thin, pale and exhausted. Then she got so tired of life, she wanted to hang herself. Or maybe because of her practice for 7 years, she attained enlightenment. Nanda, 82. See the body, Nanda, diseased, impure, rotten. Devote the mind, intent and well concentrated, to contemplation of the unpleasant or the loathsome. 83. As this, so that. As that, so this. That means as this body is, it will become like that corpse. As that corpse is, this body will be. It gives forth a rotten, evil smell. It is the delight of fools. 84. Looking at it thus, not relaxing day or night, then analyzing it by my own wisdom, I saw. 85. By me, vigilant, reflecting in a reasoned manner, this body was seen as it really was, inside and out. 86. Then I became disgusted with the body, and I was disinterested internally. Vigilant, unfettered, I have become stilled, quenched. Nanduttara. 87. I used to revere fire or worship fire, and the moon and the sun and devatas. Having gone to river fording places, I used to go down into the water. 88. Undertaking many vows, I shaved half my head. I made my bed on the ground. I did not eat night food. 89. Delighting in ornament and decoration, by means of bathing and anointing indeed, I ministered to this body, afflicted by desire for sensual pleasures. 90. Then obtaining faith, I went forth into the homeless state, seeing the body as it really was. Desire for sensual pleasures has been rooted out. 91. All existences have been cut out, and wishes and longings too. Unfettered from all ties, I have attained peace of mind. Mitthakali. 92. Having gone forth in faith from the home to the homeless state, I wandered here and there, greedy for gain and honor. 93. Having missed the highest goal, I pursued the lowest goal. Having gone under the mastery of the defilements, I did not know the goal of the ascetic state. 94. Of the same me there was religious excitement, as I was seated in my little cell or kuti, thinking, I have entered upon the wrong road. I have come under the mastery of craving. 95. My life is short. Old age and sickness are destroying it. There is no time for me to be careless before this body is broken. 96. Looking at the arising and passing away of the elements of existence as they really are, I stood up with my mind completely released. The Buddha's teaching has been done. So what she's thinking applies to many of us who are above 50. My life is short. Old age and sickness are destroying it. There is no time for me to be careless before this body is broken. Now we come to Sakula, verse 97. I, living in a home, having heard a monk's Dhamma, saw the stainless Dhamma, quenching the unshaken state. 98. I, having abandoned son and daughter, and money and grain, having had my hair cut off, went forth into the homeless state. 99. Undergoing training, developing the straight way, I eliminated desire and hatred, and the asavas which are combined with these. 100. Having been ordained as a nun, I recollected that I had been born before. The Deva eye has been purified. It is spotless, well developed. 101. Seeing the constituent elements as other, arisen causally, liable to dissolution, I eliminated all asavas. I have become cool, quenched.